Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the 1860 Road to Glory career mode. In the first two episodes, we have been flying, guys. As you can see, still undefeated, still banging in the most goals in the league and conceding the least. And we need to keep this up, guys. We are moving slowly into the month of December. We have our last game here against S01E03. So it's going to be a sim game. We're going to see if our guys can continue our run here. So we start off this game pretty well. We got a penalty early on, Lachenmacher steps up and he converts the penalty, so that's great stuff from him. But then we really gave away the initiative. It really did look on the sim that we just couldn't get the ball out of our own half. S01E03 scored one goal, then they continued to pressure, they score another goal, and it looked all downhill. But thankfully they laid off in the second half, they were content with that score. We got on the ball and Dijkman got the all-important goal for the 2-2. Then Talig puts it in for 3-2 and we make the full comeback, guys. So we do get the win here. All right, guys, we're marching on into the month of December now. And as you can see, the calendar is sparsely populated yet again. Games against Oldenburg, Wörl, and Ingolstadt. So not too difficult in terms of fixture congestion. It seems like in the third league that fixture congestion comes into play more so during the second half of the season. And we also have less games because apparently we don't play DFB Pokal. In Germany, it's set up a little bit differently. Not every third league team plays. I think the top 4 play or something like this. And then the winners of the regional leagues get invited. So it's a little bit of a different kind of setup. News to me. Yeah, but we don't play. So less fixtures for us. We can focus on the league and getting promoted. In any case, we're doing well. Dynamo Dresden seems to be that second team that's trying to catch up. And they are keeping pace. So we do need to continue winning here, guys. Like I said, our next game is against Oldenburg, and this is one where we do have to pay a little bit more attention to the tactics because they have it set up at direct passing long balls, which means that if they couple it with the way they are doing, with wingers cutting inside, getting in behind, and then that central striker sort of holding up play, this can be very dangerous, especially when we overcommit. Their wingers are extremely fast, both of them, and this time the target man is a proper target man. He's tall, he's strong, and he will be able to hold up play. So this is definitely a danger, similarly to how it was in the game against VfL Osnabrück. Early on in the game, we were getting torched until we made that adjustment. So this time we need to make sure that we keep that in mind before the game. I am making some changes to the roster. I am trying out Lannert and Godin as the left mid, right mid, and notably Sur will be playing as striker. I'm giving the youth a chance and we'll see how he does. So keep an eye out on him. All right, so for this game against Oldenburg, I really wanted to highlight Sur in specific because he was just absolutely outstanding. This is the first chance of the game. You can see he's pointing where he wants the ball. He's making that intelligent run and he was making these insane runs the entire game. They were perfectly timed. His movement off the ball, his anticipation and awareness to find the space and move into it is just excellent. And he was involved in every phase of the game. You can see here we lose the ball. We're instigating a high press. He's at the bottom of your screen. He's looking around, covering the space, involved in the press. So he was doing all the little things correctly. Then during the attacking phase here, we're trying to get the ball forward. He sees that there's really not much going on. Nice, patient ball out to the wing, and then he moves into the central area as the striker. Now he sees that it's doubling back, he moves around intelligently, waits for the ball to come to him, turns, shoots, and it's in the back of the net, guys. One touch, turns, doesn't take a lot of time, and just thumps it into the back of the net. Perfect play from Sor, and a really nice goal on his debut. It was such impressive play, and he just continued getting into danger areas. His anticipation and just off the ball movement to get into these areas was excellent. Sometimes as a striker, you're going to make run after run and you won't get the ball, but it's your job as a striker not to hang your head and keep making those runs because eventually you will get the ball. Sur made another run here. He's pointing. He wants the ball into the space. This time he will get it. He's pushed out wide, but he has the presence of mind to try to make a clever pass. And the second half, guys, it was more of the same from Sur. He gets a ball out wide here, sees that nothing is on, intelligently holds up the ball, patiently waits for play to continue. And again, in the hold-up role here, gets it, turns, waits for Lachenmacher to make a run. Perfect weighted pass, and Lachenmacher should have done better to finish that. Now, Oldenburg didn't have much chances in the first half, but they were active a little bit more in the second half. A really good opportunity here. Falls for the player just outside the box. A good half volley. That probably should have made it 1-1. And then they were continuing to threaten us. Now, Dudek was having a good performance. He was stepping in and when called upon, was making really good saves. For the most part, we didn't have too much going on in the second half, but this chance was really good. Again, Sur makes a nice run. Gets on the end of it. And that was so close. It skimmed the bar, guys. He deserved that second goal on the basis of how he's been playing. Late on in the game, there was a scare. A muscle injury on the left-hand side. It's moved very quickly into the box. And Dudek has to make another save. He bails us out. Makes this a 1-0 game. And we get the 3 points we need off of a great performance and a lone goal by Sur. And I think we just found another prospect that is surely going to get more minutes from now on. All right, guys. I mean, if Sur is going to keep playing like that, I mean, that was a brilliant performance. He's going to continue playing week in, week out, and I don't care if he's a 30 overall because he plays really good. It was really, really enjoyable to use him. His movement off the ball specifically was just outstanding. He makes the correct run every single time, and I can't say that about every player. He does, though. I don't know what it is, but he does. So he picked himself for the next game here against Vrl, guys. Lannert also did quite well. I'm going to try him out on the right side this time. And I'm going to give some more chances to youth. Knopfel coming into the midfield. And we're going to try to continue with this unbeaten run, guys. Let's go. SC Verl started this game off extremely aggressively, especially when it comes to tackling. And that means that they got a lot of good early opportunities off it. Just like this one. And honestly, that was the first warning sign that this wasn't going to be an easy game. Now, when that tackling didn't work and when the ultra aggressiveness didn't work, we were able to get a fair share of our own chances. Sur, especially getting into the box as usual, just like last game with his intelligent runs. And it was a pretty back and forth game because of this dynamic. Both teams had their chances early on. Sur gets another one here, short post saved by the goalkeeper. But it was Vrl to strike first. They played with the ball around the box, and this is always dangerous. Grodowski gets it, he turns and fires it past the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0. We're down. I wasn't too worried about it because it was a back and forth game, and that sort of suited me in the sense that I knew I could probably exploit it. Vrl continued to attack, and short post was the name of this game, honestly, and unfortunately for us, because Grodowski gets it off a very clever pass inside the box, and Kretsmeier gets beat on the short post, and I absolutely hate getting beat on the short post. We knew we had to go straight on the offensive, and we did. Dijkman gets the ball out wide here, and with the cheekiest dink ball in the world, gets it to Sur, and he guides it into the back of the net, guys. What a beautiful goal to make it 2-1, and now we have a platform to go and get a result. We switched the game plan to attacking. Unfortunately, this gives a higher line, and it was exploited by the Vrl attacker. He gets onto a through ball, surges into the box, and puts it past Kretsmeier. Unfortunately, 3-1, and I'm thinking, okay, this is probably the game where we lose it, because they have our number here. They're attacking well, and we can't get very, very clear opportunities, but we're fighting. We're fighting. Sur gets the ball over here. Lakenmacher makes the run, and Sur makes the very intelligent pass. Lakenmacher holds off the defender, surges into the box, and the defender brings him down in the box. Last man, it's going to be a red card. I know it already, and we have a penalty. This is exactly the type of turn of events we need to get a result. Indeed, it was a red, and Lakenmacher steps up to take this penalty. This is the first penalty I've taken in FIFA 23, so I had no clue how to take them, but it was perfectly placed by Lakenmacher, and it is 3-2 with 10 minutes left. Now the blood is boiling. Everyone is going to be thrown into the attack, and it was just like that. The ball was cleared, and Lakenmacher fights for this ball. He gets it, and he starts running with his pace, surges into the box. They can't catch up to him. Sur is making the run, and he gets it, but it just doesn't get hit cleanly enough. The goalkeeper saves it, and it does not go in, but we recycle the ball. We get another ball in, and it's headed, but another save by the goalkeeper. We're pressuring high. Again, attacking game plan. We get the ball back. It's played in for Lakenmacher. And that is the chance come and gone from Lachenmacher, who yet again can't finish. And that is it, guys. We end our unbeaten run. Verl finally brings us to our knees. And that was disappointing because we could have got that. There were so many chances that we could have converted. Alright, guys, so there you go. 16 games unbeaten, and finally Verl puts a stop to it. Unfortunate, but it was a hell of a run. And we are sitting at 38 points at the top of the league. I am surprised at how well Dynamo Dresden is keeping up pace. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see in terms of a title race. We are expected to win the league, not just get promoted. Though personally, I define success for this season as getting promoted. Not necessarily winning the league, but obviously we will try. And we are more than capable. Our next game here was against another top team, Ingolstadt at home. And I was hoping that our players would be able to rectify the situation, but it was a grinding midfield battle, and it was Ingolstadt to get the only goal of the game. They won it, and that puts us at 2 losses in a row. So that is definitely a worrying sign. And now Dynamo Dresden has indeed caught up to us, and we are even on points going into a small little break where we will be essentially taking care of a few issues. First and foremost, the contract situation. So Dykman, Boyamba, Kretzmeier, Vine, and Belkachia all have 6 months left, and I'm definitely looking to re-sign at least Dykman, Kretzmeier, and Belkachia, possibly Vine. Now, we cannot do that because we have too many important players on the roster. If you go into our squad hub page, as you guys can see on the left-hand side, 12 important players. The quota is 10. So until that number goes down to 10, we cannot re-sign contracts with important players. What we need to now do is cut someone or sell someone. Now, waiting for an offer to come in is dangerous because someone else can just go and offer Kretzmeier a contract and he's out the door, and all of a sudden you're left without a goalkeeper. So unfortunately, I'm going to let 2 people go. I'm just going to release the players. First of all, Boyamba, we've tried to find him a potential suitor in the first transfer window. That didn't happen. And as much as I would love to get a transfer fee for him of above $1 million, because that's what his market value is, I'm just going to have to release him. He's not part of the plans, and I really, really like this core group, so I'm not willing to risk it. That is actually the easy decision because he was not part of the plans. The next decision is I have to sacrifice a valuable piece. So it's either going to be Vine, Kobylski, or Rieder. And I looked at everything, and I just felt like Kobylski was the odd man out. Because Vine and Rieder can play both the deep-lying defensive midfielder and the CB position, I felt like for flexibility purposes, as much as I like Kobylski and what he can offer technically, because he's one of our technical players, and as an option, he's great, but I didn't want to compromise the rest of the group and the flexibility we have in case of injuries. So it was Kobylski and Boyamba in the end to get released, and that enabled us to finally re-sign all the contracts we needed with Kretzmeier, with Belkachia, Dykman, and I also re-signed Vine. The second big thing I want to take care of is our youth academy, guys. You'll remember we have 2 scouts sent to Germany and to Switzerland, both for 6 months. They have finished their searches, and now it's time to look through their youth guys and actually pick who to sign. We have 5 spots open because one of them is still taken by Baran, the original youth player, so we can sign 5 players across the 2 different scouting trips, a max of 3 from each scouting trip. So the first one was the Austrian scout who went to Germany looking for defensive-minded players. Now, he came back with a crop of players who were below average, to be honest. So I only picked 2 players out of this scouting trip. The first one being a 15-year-old with high current overall but low potential. The thing that stood out to me about him was his physical stats, good stamina, good mobility on him, decent amount of strength, and he has some short passing. He's not going to pull up any trees, but I decided to make this signing. He is 6'2", he's physically imposing as a 15-year-old even, and perhaps he can grow into something. You see his work rate's going up to high, so he'll be an okay player, I think. This is where it gets really interesting though. Our second prospect, Stefan Jensen. So 16 years of age. I'm looking at it, decent starting overall, good potential, and then his physical stats are off the charts. Great strength, great acceleration, but also good jumping and good aggression. So I'm thinking, okay, what can this guy be? And then I'm looking at it, 78 stand tackle. And this guy is listed as a striker. And then it's like a light bulb in my head. I'm going to sign him as a striker. I'm going to convert him into a CB. And we sign him. Decent value, so that's looking really good. And then I look at him like, this guy's a CB. He has some semblance of short pass on him as well, so he can be ball playing. He's a 55 overall. I guarantee you this guy's about a 60 CB. There's no way. His defensive work rate needs work. And that's what we're working on. His defensive stats will continue to increase. Here's interceptions, defensive awareness, but this is a project that I'm super excited about. Slightly undersized at 5'11", but because we are playing 3 at the back, he can play that left side. Oh, by the way, did I mention he's a left-footed CB? Thank God, we need left-footed CBs. So this is definitely something I'm excited about. Great physical stats is going to be very, very important, especially with how we play. I love it. That was it for the German scouting, and now we move on to Switzerland. We were looking for attackers, and this pool of players was a lot better. There were some players which we couldn't even get because that's how high their potential was, but I did find a few interesting players. Simon Wagner was very similar to our prospect from Germany, where he was a good starting overall but lower potential, but there is some promise here. Decent stats in the physicals, vision is great, composure, and he has some serious technical stats. So I thought this was worth a shot. Left-footed again. As many left-footed players as I can find in the squad because they're not that easy to come by. And it turns out he's decent. You know what? He's a project, of course, but he's got decent ball control, dribbling, crosses in the 60s, free kick accuracy, so perhaps he'll be our free kick specialist at some point. I'm satisfied with this. The next prospect I picked up was Jonathan Hassler, a legitimate striker this time, with decent physical stats again, but the thing that stood out obviously here is the dribbling and the ball control. So that was something that I was really excited about, decent potential, and we signed him, and honestly, he has 75 ball control, 66 dribbling. That is probably one of the highest in my team. So combined with the 86 agility and 76 balance, makes this guy a really interesting striker if we can develop the shooting statistics, which is why I put him on poacher. And the last prospect on our list is another diamond in the rough, guys. Someone who we can change his position and he becomes a completely different player, Arthur Graf. So potential at about the highest level that we can get, because averaged out that's 79 potential and we can get anyone 80 or below. His overall is low, but I asked myself, why is that? Because he's in completely the wrong position. He's a CDM, but his stats don't scream CDM. Again, decent physical stats, which I'm really grateful for, because right off the bat, they will be quite mobile. But this guy's dribbling and ball control, again, off the charts. He's got some technical stats about him. He is not a CDM. We sign him, and there you go. 68 ball control, 69 dribbling. Very good. 80 agility, 81 balance. Extremely good. Great technical stats. Guess what he doesn't have? Defensive stats. So, I mean, the scouts are finding me great players, but they have no idea where these guys should be playing. So we're going to make use of that, switch him into an attacking midfielder, and I guarantee you, he goes up from a 44 overall to like, I'm going to say 60. I'm going to say he goes to a 60. That's how good I think this guy is with his current stats. So that's our youth team, guys. Honestly, a solid group of players. I like what each of them brings. Even Kuhn here at the top with the lower potential. Perhaps finding some more defensive-minded players would be ideal, but we did find quite a good one. Janssen will be good, I promise you, when he goes to CB. So overall, I'm quite satisfied. I rate this about an 8 out of 10. Solid. And now we finally move on after the break into our next set of games and into January. So we are going to have a sim against Elfsberger here, and I was looking to bounce back, looking to get that win after those 2 losses. It didn't look great at the beginning. Elfsberg got an early goal. Song Si-woo scored, so he put them up 1-0. We were able to get one back with Bear getting on the end of this cross. So 1-1.5, and I was thinking, okay, we can push on. We can definitely get a win here. But unfortunately, it was a stubborn Elfsberg side. They pulled away with the 2-1 lead. And we managed to get a result here because Greilinger scored and gave us the tie. It wasn't the result I was looking for because I was really hoping for a bounce-back win, but we did snap the 2-game losing streak, so at least that's good. Nonetheless, guys, 3 games without a result did mean that Dynamo Dresden leapfrogged us in the league table. They're in first with 41 points, and we are trailing with 39, so it's even more important that we win our next game. It's going to be against Borussia Dortmund's second team. These are always interesting games because there's a lot of young players involved. It's always interesting to see. Now, I'm going with the absolute starting lineup, and we're going to just try to smash this team. This was one of the most back and forth games I've played this season, and honestly one of the most enjoyable ones. Lakenmacher was unplayable this game. A cross from early on gets the header in, and it's 1-0. Get in there. This is exactly what I expect you to do time and time again. He doesn't finish these opportunities enough. This time he did. But like I said, it was back and forth. Borussia, it's like they didn't even lose a goal. They were just attacking. And this through ball was just amazing. Kretzmeier cuts out the angle, and an amazing one-on-one save from him. And they just kept on coming. This time cleared off the line. And it was chance after chance for Borussia. It was spells of possession for them, then spells of possession for us. And it was just all over the place. They get a nice run in here. Lang unfortunately makes the last-ditch challenge, not knowing that Kretzmeier had already made that save. Kretzmeier cannot save the penalty, and all of a sudden, it's 1-1. It felt like we should immediately switch the game plan to attack. It just had that feel about it during the game, and it paid off because Lakenmacher was just getting into really good positions. This was an amazing save from the goalkeeper. But that attacking game plan has this higher press a little bit more, and it paid off as well. We got an easy chance here, slotted away, no problems for Macau, and it's 2-1, guys. Sometimes I like throwing a curveball, and even if it's a tie game, throwing that little bit more attacking game plan, getting in their face a little bit, and it worked. But like I said, it's like they weren't phased at all, and they just kept on coming, creating their own chances. Kretzmeier really had to be on top of his game. It was a good save there, and then off the corner, this could have easily been a goal off the crossbar. The second half was pretty much the same as the first half, guys. Both teams had their chances. We got the first one. It's in for Bear. Nice little flick on for Greilinger, but he puts it just wide. Then Borussia has a chance. Off of a corner, Kretzmeier will spill this right to the Borussia Dortmund player. He smashes it into the back of the net, and it's 2-2, guys. And all of a sudden, it's an absolute goal fest in this game. To be fair, for the next 10, maybe 15 minutes, it was mainly us attacking, and we had so many good chances. This one in particular was a really nice crafted move. A lot of back heels in for Talig, and he puts it just wide. Then we instigate another high press. It pays off, guys. It's squared to Lakenmacher for an easy finish. Yep. Lakenmacher, you really need to start putting these in. I don't know what I just witnessed. In any case, we continue attacking. Vranetsi passes it to Sor, and he can't get it in. And it's just constant pressure from us. Really good chances. Lakenmacher does really well here to hold up the play. He waits patiently for his chance. He back heels to Sir. Sir hits the post. This is insane. Like, this should be by now 3-2. But we regain possession with a high press. Lakenmacher gets it in. Finally puts it into the back of the net. It is 3-2. And we have got this game in our grasp now. Borussia has quieted down. They are not attacking as much as they were in the previous. But then right after we score, it's like a light switches on somewhere. And Borussia all of a sudden just starts attacking us, and we can't get the ball. They get it into the box. They power it home past Kretzmeier. 88th minute, it's 3-3. And I'm thinking a little bit of concentration. Is it too much to ask for at the end of the game to see out a result? Well, in this case, it was. Borussia tied up, and it's unfortunately just another missed opportunity to get 3 points. And if we just keep getting 1 point, then Dynamo Dresden will inevitably win the league. So this was an unsatisfying result for me. So that's now 4 points adrift from Dynamo Dresden at the top, and Saarbrücken, VfL Osnabrück, and Ingolstadt are slowly climbing up the table. They're gaining on us. We have a game against Zwickau here, guys. Like, come on. This is one of the worst teams in the league. We need to get a result. I made some substitutions. Left mid, right mid are getting switched out for fitness purposes, and Lakenmacher needed a rest at the top, so Skenderovic takes his spot, and he took his chance, because he got an early goal and he looked like he was involved in every phase of the game. He got himself a quick second in the first half. Zwickau did scare us with 1 goal, but we finally managed to break the 4-game spell without a win. We got the all-important win, and we're back on track here. If you look at the league table, though, guys, we are right in the thick of it. 2 points off of Dresden. Saarbrücken is right on our tail, and that is our next and final game of this episode, guys. Away against Saarbrücken. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Other than that, let's get into this game. Your commentator for it is yours truly, Buzzko. Welcome everybody on this fine Saturday evening for a game between Saarbrücken and 1860 Munich. The visitors have been struggling as of late, winning only one of their last 5 games, while Saarbrücken is on the upswing. Both of these teams are vying to get a automatic promotion spot into the second Bundesliga for next season. Both of them within a few points of each other, so this is a clash of the titans at the top of the table. It'll be interesting to see if it is a cagey affair as to not lose too many goals right at the beginning, or whether both teams will have a proper go at this and we'll see some fireworks. 1860 will bring it out now, and it will be a chance for them to create their first opportunity of this game. But the build-up is slowed slightly to what they are used to. McCowett here wriggles away from his opponent. Out for Dijkman on the wing. He's taking on his man. Good cross into the box, and it's bare, and a good save by the goalkeeper. It'll be a chance for Saarbrücken now. Rides the challenge. They're trying to play a little bit more direct in this game, and they continue to bypass the players. Oh, this is a great chance into the box. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and what a save from Kretzmeier. Köhler picks it up here in the middle of the park, and it's spread out wide in for Greilinger. This could be a good chance for 1860, but it's slowed down. But he finds Greilinger. Great cross in for Dijkman. Back into the middle, and it's an easy save. Good sustained pressure here from 1860 as McCowett launches another attack. He's in the box. Lakenmacher gets his shot blocked. Dijkman is still in possession. Cross to Greilinger. And what a save by the goalkeeper. Lakenmacher still has a shot off the rebound. But what an outrageous save by the goalkeeper. That was outstanding. They are all over Saarbrücken here. Lakenmacher has a chance off the rebound. So close to being 1-0. Saarbrücken now with a chance. They haven't created much this half, but they are in the final third. It's a cross. Oh, that's a mistake by Köhler. This could be a dangerous chance. Clever pass. And it's in. It's 1-0 Saarbrücken. Totally against the run of play. 1860 is shocked. They were all over Saarbrücken, but a calamitous error from Köhler here. It's a clever back heel, and he puts it away. 1-0 for Saarbrücken. This was a clever finish. Kretzmeier could not reach it, and all of a sudden, after complete dominance, they're 1-0 down. (1860) Munich know that they have to be a lot better here in the second half, especially in the finishing department, if they're to get a result. Köhler switches it out wide to Greilinger. Ooh, great little move, and he's surging into the box. This could be a dangerous situation. He crosses it, but it's cut out by the defender. Saarbrücken with a chance at the counter here. This could be dangerous. But Morgala with the interception, a key one. And he's been outstanding this entire game. It launches the attack for 1860. Now Lakenmacher, Bear is open. He gets it in on goal. And it's 1-1. Saarbrücken defense is broken. And it is the partnership of Bear and Lakenmacher. Great link up from Lakenmacher yet again, and Bear calmly slots it home. The game is drawing to a close. It has been a cagey affair for most of the second half here, but Saarbrücken with perhaps one more chance. Oh, it falls fortuitously, and a save by Kretzmeier. And that'll do it. Another disappointing result for the visitors. Their form has faltered massively since the start of the season. They are no longer that indomitable side. They'll have to be satisfied with only a point this Saturday evening. That's all for me, your commentator Buzzko, signing off. Laters!